This is the kind of night where WWE rumors don't just trend, they spiral. Here on the hottest, the latest, the greatest WWE wrestling news, the hottest headlines, the hottest breaking news. We bring it to you because if it weren't for you, there would be no Sean's View. Because the story floating around right now is that a triple threat headliner, we have a triple threat headliner, kind of like what we might get at WrestleMania this year in 2026. Now, this is just the start. This is just the beginning, so you can only imagine what we're going to be talking about and bringing up throughout this entire episode. Powerhouse Hobbs signing with the WWE, but not just signing with WWE. There's a lot of questions about just what brand Powerhouse Hobbs would sign to coming from AEW. Well, after Powerhouse Hobbs lost his championship on AEW, he is going to be hot-shotted right to WWE, signing with WWE. But again, Raw, SmackDown, or NXT. Where is it going to go? How is it going to be? Well, we're going to deliver that to you right here and right now because this was the brash one to be. It would appear as if Powerhouse Hobbs will indeed sign to WWE SmackDown on Friday nights on the USA Network. That is what is being said and reported, although plans could change, and as they usually tend to do in the WWE. Now, Triple H, he's going to have a big to-do with this angle, with the storyline. Now, we all know that Triple H can't wrestle. We all know that Triple H can't compete, but that doesn't mean he can't get a little roughed up, a little toughed up. That doesn't mean that Triple H can't get a little bit involved. And is that what is going to happen between Triple H and Powerhouse Hobbs? Because the WWE wants to have this man have a huge impression on his first night. And remember, the rumor and the gossip is that Powerhouse Hobbs' first night in WWE will be the night after WrestleMania. Now, the nuclear word hits the timeline. SmackDown canceled. Why would SmackDown be canceled? What's going on there? What's happening there? Well, if even part of this is true, WWE just walked into a 2026 TV crisis overnight. Now, before we go any further, I just want to let you know the rumors and speculations are labeled. Nothing is confirmed unless stated. And yes, the pinned comment is where I will drop anything that actually gets verified, updated, or if there's any new headlines and developments to this very video. But this is just the open. This is just the cold open. WWE, and here's the core version that everyone's repeating. WWE is bringing in Powerhouse Hobbs. The debut happens on SmackDown, and it's not friendly. The chatter says that Triple H gets laid out, gets punked out, gets punched out, either on screen as an angle or backstage as an incident. And then the internet takes off. SmackDown gets pulled, delayed, or outright canceled. Now, the last word is why people are losing their minds. Because online, canceled can mean 10 different things. Let's get into it. Let's talk logic for a second, viewers. Let's really dive into this one. Remember to like, hype, become a channel. Remember, it's so important to donate below with a super thanks donation by using your credit card in the comment section of this video. We cannot have this channel go on life support, not after all the time, effort, blood, sweat, and tears I have put into this channel. Let's talk about logic for a second. If the WWE really did lock in Hobbs, it makes sense. Because Hobbs is not a slow build guy. He's a walk-in and the room changes kind of guy. He's built like a final boss, and you don't need a backstory montage for 6 weeks. He walks out, he hits something, the clip goes viral, and now you've got a monster right there, right before your very eyes, just like the snap of your fingers. And in WWE's 2026, they love moment-making debuts. A single segment that becomes the headline absolutely everywhere. And have no fear because the brash one's here for each and every one of you. Because we're going to keep you glued to your screens throughout this entire episode. Whether you're on a laptop, a desktop, a cell phone, an iPhone, a tablet, whatever it may be. But here's the detail that makes this rumor feel, well, weirdly specific. And when the rumor gets specific, it's usually becomes somebody heard something real and the internet did what the internet does. The name change talk. Because part of the chatter isn't just Hobbs is coming from AEW to the WWE to SmackDown on Friday nights on the USA Network. No. It's WWE may be planning to change his name. And one option floating around is that they keep it simple with just Hobbs. And that matters because WWE has a pattern with rebranding, especially when talent coming from other places, other wrestling promotions. Sometimes they tweak the name to fit the machine. Cleaner branding, easier marketing, easier commentary rhythm, easier merchandise. So if you're hearing name change talk already about Powerhouse Hobbs, this suggests one thing. This isn't just fantasy booking. There may be actual planning behind the scenes. Now we move into the game, the Triple H part. This is where people jump off the cliff. Not literally. Don't actually do that. If you're planning to do that, please call suicide hotline right now. So let's break it down like this, or call your local doctor, or go to the ER room. So let's break it down like adults. Scenario A, we're looking at. It's a worked angle. The new monster Hobbs signs, makes an example out of the boss Triple H, instantly becomes a top threat. That's classic WWE storytelling. You want to make an impression on your first night, that is how you do it. You put everybody on notice, even at the top, like the game Triple H. Somebody hears that Hobbs lays out Triple H in a creative meeting. It's a leaked pitch. And by the time it hits social media, it turns into confirmed. Scenario C, something real happened. Least likely, but that's why people panic, because you can't immediately tell what's storyline and what's not. Now here's where SmackDown canceled becomes the scariest part of the rumor, because if something gets pulled, it usually isn't for no reason. But why would this happen? Why would this go down? Why would this transpire? Well, we're going to bring you up to the fire of that right here and right now. Let's be real. Online, canceled is used for everything. Sometimes canceled actually means delayed, postponed, broadcast or a feed issue, segment pulled, show heavily restructured, running order ripped up, or even the main thing people expected didn't happen. So before anyone declares the end of SmackDown, the Blue Brand on Friday nights on USA Network, what we really need on this is evidence. Because if there's no official venue note, no network wording, no credible broadcast update, then it's more likely it was a planned angle that leaked or internet telephone that muted into apocalyptic talk. Here is what I will be watching for. Here is what the real verification points that I'll be looking for and what you should be on the lookout for as well. Keep all eyes and ears open for this one. Any arena or ticketing language is about delays. Any broadcast note from the network side. WWE social posts suddenly go weirdly vague. Credible reports using careful phrasing like plans changed, segment pulled, show adjusted, or COD subject to change. And that is why I always say about news and rumors and headlines and gossip and speculation, it is always subject to change. Now let's have some fun, viewers, okay? Now if we don't get any of that, the canceled is probably just the internet doing what it does best, turning smoke into a wildfire. Now let's have some fun with this report. Because you already know the swerve merchants are cooking, right? The Russo-style version is Hobbs doesn't attack Triple H because he's mad. He attacks Triple H because he's somebody's hired gun. And the real twist isn't the attack. It's who sent him to do the attack. A power player, a faction, a new era storyline. Something that forces WWE to write the show in real time. That's how you turn a debut into a takeover, viewers. Let me tell you that right now. Also, a real confirmed story. All right, now let me pivot to something that's not just rumor fuel. Because while WWE rumor world is spinning, TNA just made a real stand. We all know that TNA will be breaking new ground tonight on their AMC debut on TV. Tonight is a historic night. Today is a huge night for TNA Impact Wrestling. But before that, there's a ton of news and rumors about TNA that we have to explore. We all know the partnership. We already know the tag team between WWE and TNA. Because while the WWE rumor world is spinning, Nick Nemeth, known as Dolph Ziggler, has officially re-signed with TNA Wrestling. And the timing is not subtle. This lands right as TNA moves into its Thursday night Impact era on AMC tonight. Who's going to watch TNA tonight on AMC? Are you going to be watching TNA on TV tonight with this massive deal? How is TNA going to ultimately look? And speaking of that AMC debut, there's a take going around that WWE had a chance to make that night even bigger, but ultimately they didn't take it. So the argument, WWE missed a huge shot to boost TNA tonight, the morale. Because what is TNA getting out of this? Well, the argument coming from voices is that WWE had a simple layup. In that NXT title match, you could have had Leon Slater get a shock win, nothing crazy, just one missed move, one fluke moment, and it would have created an instant crossover buzz heading into TNA's AMC launch. That's the pro crossover argument. Everybody wins, the business wins, the hype wins. But WWE's counter argument is also simple. They're not risking their champion's aura. They're not handling another brand a headline. Again, they're not handing another brand a headline if it muddles their own machine. So it becomes this fight, safe and controlled versus chaos and buzz. We got breaking news and developments on Monday Night Raw and the future of Raw, the format, the changing of Monday Night Raw. Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? What is happening? We're going to bring you up to speed and give you the feed on that right here And right now, on the Unapologetic, remember to donate below with a super chat donation, super thanks, or become a channel member today to help save this channel's future. Now, on this WWE side, there's also something fans actually like. Again, there's also something fans actually like. There's been talk that WWE has been quietly adjusting Raw's format to improve the flow, meaning on Netflix on Monday night at around 8 o'clock, fewer commercial breaks with a smoother pacing. And I'm going to say it straight, less commercials is always a positive. Fans have been begging for it forever. And if Netflix is involved in this, which they are, it makes sense. Streaming pacing is different. The goal is cleaner flow, so the show feels less stop-start. If WWE can keep Raw tighter, that helps everything. It escalates. It dominates. You know what I'm saying? The watch time, the momentum, the match structure, the segments, timing, everything is great. It is fueled just to the expertise of the fans about Monday Night Raw. And up to this point, guys, are you more of a Monday Night Raw fan, or are you on the side of a SmackDown right now? So when you zoom out, here's what tonight really feels like. 2026 wrestling is a battle for attention. WWE is chasing viral moments and cleaner presentation. TNA is trying to own a new era on AMC with real momentum and real names locked in. And the internet, well, the internet is waiting for one clip. One is this real moment to decide what the story of the week is going to be. So right now, viewers, because it's all about you, without you, there is no Sean's View. I want your answer in the comment section. A, Hobbs' debut plus Triple H attack was a real play in the angle. B, it was a leaked creative pitch and the internet ran wild. C, the SmackDown canceled part is broadcast production exaggeration. And D, total spiral. Nothing happened at all. Now, here's the part you're going to like, viewers, because if the Hobbs and Triple H and SmackDown story gets any more real verification, then the next question isn't what happened, it's what does WWE change next? Because when WWE smells chaos, they don't just fix it, they turn it into storyline leverage. So if you want the next video, I'm doing it like this. Who sent Hobbs, and what does WWE cancel or rewrite next? Because that is the angle that prints, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want updates, check the pinned comment, or I do multiple videos a day around the clock. I will never stop for you. And if you're enjoying this chaos coverage, hit subscribe, hit the like button, turn the bell on. And if you want to support this channel, again, super thanks donation helps more than people realize, whether it's $1, $10, $50, $500, $100, plus channel memberships if you want the extras, because you always get extra here. Bonus. You get incentives. You get it all on Sean's View Entertainment. So as we covered it, guys, Nick Nemeth resigned with TNA. TNA Thursday Night Impact on AMC preview. The Bully Ray missed shot. Take Leon Slater over Femi. The Raw format, flow, fewer breaks discussion. We talked about a lot. We brought up a lot. Now, out of all the things, after all the headlines, after all the segments, after all the arcs, after all the things we brought up, after everything that we talked about, we are trying to satisfy your taste buds as it concerns all things professional wrestling right here on Sean's View Entertainment. And we don't going to do no AI. We aren't going to do no edits. We're not going to do no re-recording. We're going to give it to you as is. Also, breaking news as it concerns John Cena and CM Punk, the world's heavyweight champion. CM Punk, the world heavyweight champion of Monday Night Raw on Monday night on Netflix, wants to work with John Cena in the DC universe. Yes, you heard that right. Wouldn't that be something? Also, it is being leaked and revealed. It is being exposed online. The reason behind Jake Something's AEW name change is absolutely being revealed online in real time. Also, Triple A's weekly show format on Fox has been revealed. You know, remember the days when SmackDown used to be on on Fox? Remember how good and grand that was and how spectacular that was, and well, that fell apart rather quickly. So SmackDown and its future on networks has not been that stable. You're going to wonder about the future of the USA Network and SmackDown now. WWE nearly shifted Saturday night's main event start time, the due date. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, WWE nearly shifted Saturday night's main event start time due. You heard that right. Also, with WWE quietly changing Raw's format to improve the show's flow, TNA Wrestling announces dates for major 2026 shows at the same time. Also, breaking news. Jeff Hardy wants to face Roman Reigns and the Street Profits in dream matches in the WWE. And Ash by Elegance confirms that she is working on a comeback Also, CM Punk, the World Heavyweight Champion, is set to headline WWE 2K26 Showcase Mode. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on that. Also, Braun Strowman, the former Universal Champion, was involved in a car accident while test driving his custom Civic. Our thoughts and prayers, and hopefully we wish and hope for a speedy recovery for Braun Strowman. Powerhouse Hobbs turned down AEW offer as he's expected, as we said earlier in the video, as he will be joining the WWE. And Natalya confirms production for WWE LFG Season 3 and hints at changes to the show format. Also breaking news on a McMahon. Stephanie McMahon reveals why emotional connections is crucial for WWE wrestlers' success. Also, Jackie Redmond reveals why she is not interested in a full match in the WWE. Nikki Bella fires back after fans shamed her for kissing Son on the lips. There's a lot of backlash. There's a lot of criticism. How is Nikki Bella going to defend all of that? Bayley reveals strict conditions for future relationship and parenthood. Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers, Seth Rollins breaks down why Vince McMahon ultimately banned the curb stomp, although it is back nowadays. We got a CMLL star has signed AEW in a dual deal, viewers. Jim Cornette rips AEW's championship scene. Everybody's got a belt. Nobody knows what it means. Penelope Ford set for in-ring return on AEW Collision, and Andrade's in-ring return and more set for AEW Collision Maximum Carnage. Again, viewers, it all is all about your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, your emotions. This is what we do. This is the foundation. I am Sean Vitamin, bringing it to you for the hottest, the latest, the greatest, the most descriptive. Because as I say, and I'll say it a million times, without you, there is no Sean V. We prove it day in and day out because, quite frankly, that's what it's all about. Subscribe.